Shalom. Call Halal Yahweh Shalom Shai by Shember Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. And I was out working a little bit today, and I was just observing the things that were happening around me and how there's so much defiance from Esau and so much resentment, with the whole thing that's going on. Like if you just look in the background, you'll see people with masks on. I don't know how well you can see those people in the distance. And then you'll see people with no mask on. All right. You'll see people that aren't wearing any mask at all. All right. And I can tell you this, those people who are wearing a mask when they're all alone and there's nobody within 100 feet of them, those are the people who are going to take the chip, because those are people who do no research, who ask no questions, who are completely not spiritual, have no spirituality, no belief in the Most High. And it's evident, Now I can see when you come into, because I keep a bandana and a mask in my bag, so if I have to run into a store so that I can comply, comply with Caesar, if need to be. It says render to Caesar, what is Caesar's. But the division and just in the conversation that I was in and the conversations that I've been hearing, people are really, really upset. And America is so divided on a political scale, on a social scale, in every way imaginable. You could clearly see that these people are going to be at each other's throats soon, man. So let me grab that. I'm trying to hold my camera up and maneuver my sword with one hand. So Salakia if I'm moving around a lot. But I didn't bring a camera stand. But this is Isaiah 19, the 19th chapter, and starting at this. I started 19. I mean, at verse 1, because that kind of plays in, because what it says, the burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst thereof. And the reason I read that is because of all the so-called UFO activity, or what they're calling the aerial phenomenon activity, which simply cannot be denied anymore. And then the ignorance and the fear that comes with that. But the men of the Lord know what those are. Those are the chariots of Israel, man, and they're making themselves known because the Lord is about to visit this place. And when he does, this is verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, and city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the people are very antsy. For example, that woman that out in California, I believe, that opened up her salon, and she defied the judge and defied, Esau. That's in Sirach, the 15th chapter. That great insurrection, because she got crazy support, because they put up a GoFundMe for her, and within 24 hours, the woman had $500,000, man. So what that's telling you is that there's a lot of patriotic Americans that are pro-Constitution and pro-rights, and they're prepared and ready to fight against the system, man, and that is going to come. Meanwhile, everything is shutting down. Matter of fact, that's Spurtis right across the street. That's where the imposters go and teach their false religion and try to relate it to the Israelites. And right there where you see that sign, Spurtis, if you can see it, the orange sign, that used to be a store. That store is now closed. Matter of fact, that whole place is shut down, now that I think about it, because that's some sort of university or institution of learning. All right, so that whole block is shut down, as a matter of fact. And there's a lot of places that are shut down up and down the Magnificent Mile, and a lot of these places are not going to come back, and that's why the Egyptians are going to be against each other. So because this is clear and apparent that this has been a money grab, a wealth grab, and they snatched the money from the working class people, the middle class people, and from the poor, the working poor, which is a majority in America now. Well, it was a majority, because the workforce is a little over 100 million, and they're saying 30 million have filed for unemployment. You best believe that number is well over 50. So half of America isn't working, and the workforce are either the working poor or the middle class. And so a lot of middle class now are now the working poor. Well, it was the working poor. And that's why, the Egyptian is going to be against the Egyptian, man. All right? Verse 3, Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to idols and to charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to wizards. And you best believe these elites, or these elites are these people who were down with the elites, who now the elites are cutting them off. They're going to see their tarot card reader and having their little secret meetings where they pray to all them left-hand side demons, but those left-hand side angels. But those left-hand side angels work for the Lord anyway, man. So you people in the trick bag, man. The time is running out of the hourglass on Babylon and Egypt, because America is both in the Bible spiritually. All right, but let me just read this and then I'll be done with this. This is I'm in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 16, because on the way over here, the bus driver was talking about the bus driver was talking about the food lines and the food pantries being overrun, and you see a lot of Edomites in those lines, man. So let me just turn this, Salakia. But this is 2nd Ezra 16:22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So that sword is going to destroy you. You're either going to die of the sword, or you're going to die of the hunger, or the Lord will preserve you to the end, and you're going to die from when the burning arrows come flying over here. All right, but this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And that's when a lot of people are going to perish at the violence that's going to be in the streets, man. All right, and I tell you what, this contact tracing is going to help bring that on too, because they're implementing that in California, and it's going to roll out across America, man. So here we go, another example. This couple has no mask on, and this couple, there's nobody around them for at least 50 feet or more, and in front of them probably 100 feet, but they're both wearing masks outside with nobody around. So you can guarantee that they're going to run to that chip, man. But it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able, for because of their pride the cities be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." All right, so I guess that couple heard me say they weren't wearing their masks. All of a sudden they pulled some out. But that's okay. They probably think I'm a spying for Esau, but believe me. But that just goes to show you, man, that these people are on the verge of losing it, man. If you could have heard the conversation that I was having with my client, man, it was insane. I've never heard him talk like that before. I'm surprised this dude haven't offed himself yet. So with that, man, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bashem Nawashai, Bashem Rakar Kwadash, Wa Abba Babal Shalom. Damn camera won't shut up.